Welcome to this edition of Research Connection. Joining me today are some members of the FARAD group. Who are we meeting with?
Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Baynes here. I'm the director of the FARAD region here in North Carolina. And along with me is Dr. Emma Stafford, who recently joined us. And we're here to talk a bit about our FARAD program that's been around since 1984, and we are funded through the USDA, and recently we got an increase in our budget line item to increase our activities as a result of the increased need for FARAD services on a national level. Before we go any further, other members of our team that are not here but are very active in our FARAD program in North Carolina include Dr. Josh Smith and Dr. Derek Foster, who is also in our department at PHP. We also have in our team several graduate students. Dr. Jen Halloran, who's a veterinarian, food animal veterinarian, who's come back to join us to do her PhD with Dr. Foster and Dr. Smith. And also recently joined us another Emma Nixon, who's doing her PhD with us at PICS as well. So
North Carolina is one of the 3 sites that handles FARAD calls. So at any time, if you as a veterinarian submit a FARAD call, it kind of randomizes depending on who's on call to North Carolina. There's a responder at UC Davis, as well as a new responder at Virginia Tech, which is new complements of funding as well. So what I do, a little bit of my background actually, is that I'm a pharmacist by training, as is the responder at UC Davis, so a little bit interesting. And then our responder at Virginia Tech is a veterinarian, so we have a really good kind of collaborative discussion for these cases. We can get the kinetic side from the pharmacist, as well as some of the more clinical side from the veterinarians. So about me, I did get my doctorate in pharmacy from Virginia Commonwealth, or the Medical College of Virginia as it's called. And then I completed the clinical veterinary pharmacy residency that's here at North Carolina State. There are other programs, but I did mine here. And then when I finished that, I was lucky enough to be selected to work with Dr. Baynes and the FARAD crew, learning both how to respond, more about calls, more about FARAD, as well as some of the research that we do. So.
And you guys cover the state of North Carolina?
It's national.
national.
Yeah.
So the week that we are on, we are covering the whole nation. The week that Virginia is on, they're covering the whole nation.
I see.
And
Okay.
another week, California, Davis, they're covering the whole nation. So it can get very busy, and the weeks that we're not on, we're busy following up on other cases. And many of these cases can be drugs or contaminants. An animal exposed accidentally to a contaminant. These could be pesticides most often.
Yeah.
And they're not straightforward answers. We try to provide answers within 24, 48 hours. But some of these cases do need good workups, and it's really great that we have additional help and expertise to do that.
And so it sounds like it's not just cows. It's
No.
That's
the cow's the mascot.
Yeah, the cow. Yeah, but that's the most of our calls are for cattle, especially dairy cattle. But you do get a lot of
backyard poultry too, as well.
So because of the volume of calls and the variety of species, obviously we don't have all the right answers, appropriate answers for all these different species. So this is where a lot of our modeling, physiological-based PK modeling and mixed effect pop PK modeling comes into play. And so these additional funds will allow us to validate many of our models, because it's one thing to generate a model estimating and predicting what the withdrawal time would be. It's nice to come now and make sure we validate and make sure we're giving the veterinarians and farmers a accurate answer that will keep the residues out of our food.
Absolutely.
And certainly we use the calls that do come in to help us try and anticipate what may become or what has become the most common calls that we get, especially for ones where maybe the information that we have is maybe a little older, or we'd like to learn to model it, or that kind of thing. So those calls, we do go through and analyze those frequently, so that when we go and do our research projects, we can make sure that we're studying not just what might be the most interesting to us at the time, but what's most accurate for veterinarians, farmers, that kind of thing. So that if we don't have the answers, we're able to then go in and actually research and find those answers for them.
That's fantastic. That sounds like good work.
Thank you.
Yes.
Congrats on the new funding.
Thank you.
And best of luck.
Thanks.